This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 13, verse 18. Poverty and shame shall be to him that refuseth instruction, but he that regardeth reproof shall be honored. Brak the Yahweh, Brak the Yahushai, Brak the Yahweh, Brak the Yahushai. Yahweh is the name who the world calls God, and Yahushai is his son who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakah, Kradash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and taught me this truth. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life to do so for Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And the reason why I brought out the book of Proverbs, chapter 13, verse 18, is because shame's going to be upon Donald Trump when the economy collapses. All right? Here it is. There's reports coming out, which I'm going to show you this video, that Donald Trump was asked by his own financial advisors about the debt that this country has been taking. And he says blatantly, he says he doesn't care about the debt, that when it blows up, he won't be president. All right. And that's, going to be shame upon him because he refuses instruction. All right. Here it is. He have his own financial advisors telling him that, hey, the debt is accumulating, is not good for America, is not good for the creditors that invest in America, and he doesn't give a damn. And by him not giving a damn, he's going to bring poverty to this country so bad, all right, that he's going to have to enact martial law. And that's going to be to his own shame because his own people are going to turn against him as well as the rest of the world. So now let me show you this video, all right, from MSNBC on this statement Donald Trump said.
Our goal is to bring government down to the balanced budget. It can't be done overnight. They didn't get this way overnight.
The American people, by about 80%, believe that balancing the budget's a moral issue. That it's a question of whether or not this generation's politicians get to dump debt on the next generation's children and grandchildren to pay for this generation's promises. That's fundamentally wrong.
We believe that hardworking taxpayers in this country deserve a break in this country. And that means Washington takes less money from them, and we also spend less here. That means we have to get our fiscal house in order to prevent a debt crisis in the future.
So you might recognize those three Republican fiscal conservatives speaking about a key plank, a key underpinning of the GOP platform and party. The Daily Beast is reporting President Trump isn't much concerned about the deficit because, quote, he won't be there when it blows up. According to this report, and we quote, he has repeatedly shrugged it off, implying that he doesn't have to worry about the money owed to America's creditors, currently about $21 trillion, because he won't be around to shoulder the blame when it becomes even more untenable.
Right? And that's the mentality of people like Donald Trump, these Edomites, man, these elites. I start with the elites, excuse me. All right? They don't care about the debt. All right? The debt is not their problem because who's going to suffer, from the debt? The poor. The poor always gets the shaft. All right? Because how else are you going to pay for the debt? You got to raise the cost of living. You got to raise taxes. All right. And that's why shame's going to come upon Donald Trump because the economy will collapse on his watch. All right. He's not going to escape. All right. The country's at 21 trillion. And this is going to affect his presidency. All right. And you're going to see he's going to have to implement martial law because did you not see the economy? Did you not see the stock market? All right. So this is the book of Psalms 10 and 4. The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Right, once again. All right, who gets persecuted? All right, anytime something happens to a nation, who gets the worst of it? The poor. Especially when it comes to borrowing and spending. The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Right, and here's another thing, all right? According to the law of the Most High, the God of Israel, you're not supposed to use usury. Let me bring that scripture out. Deuteronomy 23, verse 19. Thou shalt not lend upon usury to thy brother. And that also proves how a bunch of hypocrites these Edomites are, these so-called white people. They say that everybody's equal, that we're brothers and sisters. No. Because if we were, you wouldn't do this. Deuteronomy 23, verse 19. Thou shalt not lend upon usury to thy brother, usury of money, usury of victuals, usury of anything that is lent upon usury, right? Usury is an old English word which just means interest, right? And now that's the reason why America is in so much debt, because they kept pushing, the interest onto the next generation, until finally, look what you're having here, all right? America is in shambles. Do you see so much poverty? I live down here in Florida. There's so much homeless people down here in Florida. It's crazy. And this is what happens, man. You have the wicked ruling, all right? People like Donald Trump who don't care about the national debt, who don't care about the poor, who only care about themselves, all right? And their own secret societies, because that's what it is. He's only catering to his secret society brethren. He don't give a damn about the average Joe Blow who works 2 jobs just trying to put food on the table. The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken the vices that they have imagined. Right. And this is against you, Donald Trump, because the economy is going to collapse on your watch. Did you not see the market, the stock market, over 1,000 points today? All right. And this is during the time of the holidays. This is during the time of your beloved Christmas. The stock should have been booming, right? People should be shopping. It proves nobody has any money anymore. All right. That's why retail is going down. Verse 3, for the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blesseth the covetous whom the Lord abhorreth. Verse 4, the wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not in all his thoughts. Right, and that's these Edomites, man. That's the mentality of Edomites. They don't believe in the God of the Bible, because if they did, they wouldn't do this, all right, to the people that they rule over. All right, these are wicked people, man. These Edomites are the wicked, and they don't care. They'll go into debt, all right, and oppress those that have to suffer from the debt, all right, which is the poor. Verse 5, his ways are always grievous, right, always grievous. This is grievous, man, all right? You see the cost of living, rent burden, all right? Transportation, purchasing a vehicle, all right? Hospital bills. There's been plenty of reports that over half the American people don't even have $1,000 in their savings account, all right, for an emergency or for like a medical situation or a vehicle being broken down, all right? They have to fix a vehicle, all right? And that's the reason why these so-called white people got to get taken out of power. They have to go, all right? They cannot manage the earth. His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. Right, and that's these so-called white people, these Edomites, starting with the elite, all right? The ones that are living good, they look down upon us, all right? They laugh at us when they see us, okay, racing down, okay, during rush hour just to get to our dead-end jobs, all right? Getting paid peanuts, all right? To be in ever perpetual debt to them. They laugh at it. It's funny to them, all right? That's why the Lord's going to take down America once and for all, man. And it's going to be a shame upon you devils, because you're going to be hiding in your bunkers because you know that it's your judgment's coming. Verse 6, he hath said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity, right? And that's how they think, all right? And that's to your own shame. Verse 7, this is Donald Trump. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. Right, because let's go to this article. Because that scripture right there is Donald Trump, okay? Character, that's who he is in a nutshell. Trump shrugs off future debt crisis. I won't be here. President Trump is dismissing the importance of paying down the national debt, saying he won't be in office to take blame for the nation's fiscal crisis when it becomes even more unsustainable, according to a report Wednesday. The national debt sits at 21 trillion and counting. As a candidate, when the national debt was 19 trillion, Trump promised to erase the entire debt, quote, over a period of 8 years, end quote. So in less than 2 years, all right, the debt, okay, increased by 2 trillion. That goes to show you that he's a liar. He's a deceiver. Okay, let's go back to that scripture again. This is Donald Trump. Psalms chapter 10, verse 7. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. All right, that's why he's like, I don't care about the debt. All right, Donald Trump lies to his people. He lies to the American people. All right, and the people, and still these idiots vote him in. You still got Jake, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and the Americans who still believe in this devil, man. All right. And that's a shame unto you, man. And the Lord is going to drag you up for believing in Donald Trump. Woe to you that asks for Egypt for help, man. Let's continue on with this article. Senior administration officials showed Trump charts and graphics in early 2017 that illustrate a hockey stick spike in the debt in the coming years. Right, this is his own senior administration. His own senior administration is telling him, hey, look, at the debt is rising. Let's go back to Proverbs 13:18. Poverty and shame shall be to him that refuses instruction. Right. He's not taking heed to instruction of his own administration that are showing him graphs. He doesn't give a damn. That's the pride of these wicked devils, man. People like Donald Trump. Trump said the data show the national debt would only become untenable after he left office, the Daily Beast reported. Yeah, but I won't be here, Trump said. Yeah, he agreed. All right, he said, yeah, but I won't be here. So basically what he said, fuck the poor. Fuck these Americans. I'm only here to do what I got to do, take care of who I got to take care of, which is my secret society brethren. And that's it. The rest of you maggots, eat the debt. That's basically what he's saying. People close to the president told the news outlet that the national debt never actually bothered Trump despite the public comments about it. I never once heard him talk about the debt, one former White House official said. Right, because he doesn't give a damn, all right? He's only here for himself. He's the wicked. He's selfish, man, all right? He doesn't care about the poor. He never did. And that's the mentality of these Edomites. Book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. Right, that's people like Donald Trump. All right, that's these Edomites, these so-called white people, all right? Even you six-pack Joes, all right? Because you vote these scumbags in. You still go out there and vote, even though they don't give a fuck about you, all right, and this country, all right? They do what the hell they want to do. Your soul is not right. There's not a righteous bone in you Edomite's body, you so-called white people, all right? But the just shall live by his faith, right? Who's the just? The elect of the nation Israel. The ones that see what's coming, that are making these videos, that are warning our people, hey, bad time is coming. All right, people like Donald Trump, they don't care about the national debt. That means they don't care about your pension. They don't care about your 401k. You're going to lose it all right? Because once the American, okay, the creditors, okay, stop lending to America, then America is going to have to do, what is America going to have to do? They're going to have to take your pensions and your 401k. All right, to keep this government continuing. It's going to be worse than Venezuela. Let's put it that way. Verse 5. Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who in large desire is hell, and is as death that cannot be satisfied. Right? And that's the reason why Americans are so much debt, because this country kept going on a perpetual warmongering, all right, campaign all throughout the earth since its inception. All right, this country has never been at peace. It's always been at war. And so it's been funding the military-industrial complex from its inception all the way to now. And it's been putting itself into so much debt that it cannot get out of. Now you're at 21 trillion. All right. So you could keep an illusion of an empire which is crumbling right before your very eyes. But gather unto him all nations, and heap unto him all people. Right. That's why your military bases in all these nations. All right. Verse 6. Shall not all these take a parable against you? Right, a dark saying, a riddle against you, Edomites. All right, people like Donald Trump. Shame's going to come upon you, Donald Trump, when you're going to have to, all right, implement martial law. You're right. You're going to have to do things that is going to make you hated among your people, all right, those that voted you in, and you're going to be scared, man, all right? And a taunting proverb against him and say, woe to him that increases that which is not his, right? Going into debt for your own gain, all right, borrowing, spending other people's money, woe to you. How long? Right. How long? Well, guess what? Not long. How long is coming to an end. It's here now, all right? And to him that lay himself with thick clay, right? When you look up the word thick clay in the Hebrew, and Slack, if I'm not pronouncing it right, it's ibatayata. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it right. All right? But going into that word, Slakia, ibatayata, H5671, let's get to the point. It just means heavy debts. All right? And by you going to heavy debts, all right, you're destroying America, Donald Trump. And people and for the arrogancy and pride of Donald Trump to say he doesn't care about the debt, well, that's a shame onto you, because you're going to have to deal with the insurrection and the civil unrest that's coming to America. You think what's going on in France is not going to come here? You lost your damn mind if you think otherwise. Let's continue on. Proverbs 28 and 22. He that hasteth to be rich hath an evil eye, and considereth not the poverty shall come upon him right. And that's the mentalities of these 1% here in America. For all the deceit and fraud, the lies, all right, borrowing and spending just to become rich, a quick rich scheme, that's an evil eye, and that's going to bring poverty, all right, to this place, all right? And the whole world's going to hate America, because America's a consuming nation. And once Americans can't consume, what do you do with this place? You got to get rid of it. And the whole world is going to attack America because of it, all right? Because of these rich people here in America that don't give a damn, have an evil eye. Since the inception of America, this place was built on lies, robbery, and deceit, all right? Stealing, killing, murdering. And it's now catching up to you. Now you're $21 trillion in debt, all right? Did you not see the stock market today? And that's just a shadow of things to come. The book of Ecclesiasticus or Sirach chapter 10, and I'll start at 1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered right. See, that's how you know these Edomites are not wise, all right? They can't rule, all right? They're not prudent. They can't order this place, because this place is disorder. This place is chaos, man. And people like Donald Trump, all right, is unwise at all right? And you see it by his actions and his statement. See, in the kingdom of heaven, there's going to be a wise judge, starting with Yahushua, all right? And we here, the governing body, we're going to instruct the people how to take care of the earth, all right? How to make sure every man, woman, and child has the necessity they need, all right, to live. Not this shit here that's going on in America and abroad, all right? That's why you Edomites, when you go into slavery, man, you're going to get it the worst out of all these nations, man, all right? Because you're the problem on the planet, man, all right? And people look up to you as a way to govern the world, and you don't know how to govern it. So when you go into slavery, everybody's going to see how much of a piece of shit you are, all right? And the heathens, when they're in slavery, they're going to beat your ass too, because they're going to get so angry and be like, how foolish we were to follow these so-called white people, these Edomites' ways. Verse 2, as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. Right. And this just proves the mentality of majority of people here in America. And that's another point I want to bring out. Because you have Generation X baby boomers, they're just like Donald Trump. They don't care about the debt. They say, we'll leave it on to the next generation. the millennials, the generation Z's. All right, and guess what? That's gonna come to bite you because the millennials and Generation Z are gonna purge you. You Generation Xers and you baby boomers. You old heads, you 65, you 50, 65 and up. You old heads, man, you better pray the Lord, all right, takes you out now. Because when all hell breaks loose and the economy collapses and there's no food and water in the stores, you old heads are going to be picked off by these millennials, all right? This is Business Insider. Millennials are killing countless industries, but the Fed says it's mostly just because they're poor, right? Why are they poor? Why are millennials poor? Let's break it down. This is the Federal Reserve, by the way, your institutions. Millennials' spending habits have wreaked havoc on companies from golf equipment makers to razor manufacturers. However, a new study from the Federal Reserve found that millennials are similar to earlier generations except for one factor. They have much less money than Generation Xers and baby boomers had when they were young. And that's the truth. Why is that? Quote, millennials, long presumed to have less interest in the nonstop consumption of goods that underpins the American economies, might not be that different after all, a new study from the Federal Reserve says. They added, their spending habits are a lot like the generations that came before them. They just have less money at this point in their lives, the Fed study found. The group born between 1981 and 1997 have fallen behind because many of them came of age during the financial crisis, right? The '08 financial crisis, which is affecting millennials and Generation Zers to this very day. And so they're feeling the hurt. And when the next economy collapses, who are they going to blame? Because they're the ones that still got fight in them. You old heads, you ain't got fight in you, man. You old heads, you Generation Xers and you Zs, man, you're on your way out. And so you're going to be picked off by these millennials and these Generation Zers. All right, Generation Z, or the final generation. Here's another part I want to bring out. Average real labor earning for male household heads, workers working full-time, were 18% and 20% higher for Generation Xers and baby boomers when they were young compared with millennials, the study found, right? Why is that? Because of all the debt that America has taken on, all right? So all this spending and borrowing is making the wages, okay, dwindle. Not only that, the purchasing power of the dollar is weak. That all affects a generation. So you Generation Xers and you baby boomers, you got a lot to pay for, man. And people like Donald Trump, who is so arrogant in his statement, all right, he's only vexing the millennials more to a point that they're going to have enough. And that's when the purging will begin, all right? For young women, the difference was smaller, 12% for Generation Xers and 24% for boomers. But earlier generations were still making more money when they were younger among similar demographics, right? And that's it, man. That just proves, once again, let's get back, all right? And let's go to verse 3. An unwise king destroyeth his people, right? And your presidents were unwise, and they destroyed the people. And that's why all hell's going to break loose here. But through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited, right? And when the prudence of them, that's the elect. And when they're joint heirs with Yahweh Shai, that's when the city shall be inhabited with righteousness. That's when the kingdom of heaven. That's the only time. Other than that, this place is not going to get, this place, America, is going out. It's going out fast. This place is done. Verse 4, the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable, right? And that's the kingdom of heaven, because America is not profitable, all right? Creditors, okay, the American dream is over, all right? This place is not profitable anymore. Those that are giving credit to America will stop it, and that's when the craziness happens here. And those that were paying attention, all right, that's the elect. They're gonna understand what to do, and they're gonna put their whole trust into Yahweh Shem Shai. And those that weren't paying attention, you're gonna be out there in protesting, riots, martial law. I mean, it's gonna be hell. But these are the times that we're living in. the book of Haggai, all right, chapter 1, verse 6. Ye have so much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put it in a bag with holes, right? And that's this whole country, man, all right? And, you know, Jake's suffering the worst of it, but this whole country is finished, man. This country is in so much debt, and all the money, the wages they make, goes right back into the system, and they never can get a leg up. That's why the Lord said, verse 7, thus saith the Lord of hosts, consider your ways. In America, you haven't considered your ways, man, all right? And that's why you're going down, okay? See, the Bible is the blueprint how to govern a society, and you Americans, you don't believe in the Bible, all right? Starting with you elites. You Edomites, first of all, the law wasn't given to you, but it just proves. That's why you know you are not the true Christians. The true Christians are the Israelites, all right? Of the elect, all right? Last article. Americans should be worried about the U.S. national debt. I'm just going to get to a point. It is far more likely that our borrow-happy government would opt to go further into debt rather than making frugal cutbacks. The recent U.S. midterm elections point towards further financial grave digging for the past 6 years. No matter which party was in charge of the government, the national debt rose steadily. But now we have a House and Senate controlled by opposing parties, meaning future federal budget agreements will be extremely difficult to reach. And any agreements that are made will most likely not promote frugality, right? Meaning they're just going to increase the debt, right, to please their constituents. So these congressmen and these senators don't give a damn either, all right? And it's not just the federal government that is spending more than it earns. The total personnel debt, including credit card debt, mortgage debt, car loans, etc., of American citizens over $19 trillion. That's nearly as much as the national debt, right? So that's why your 401ks, your pensions, you're going to lose it all right? If you're a civil servant, you're going to lose it all, regardless if you're a police officer, firefighter, teacher, so on and so forth. You're going to lose it all right? Government employee, you're going to lose it all. Proverbs 22:7. The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender, right? And hey, the truth be told, we're all servants to the lender. And that's these elites, man. All right? And guess what? Eventually, all this is going to crumble because this is unsustainable. All right? And we're seeing it. Last scripture, and this is to you rich people, all right? Because, hey, there's a judgment for this, man. You wicked elites, you Edomites, man, all right? There's a judgment for this. James 5:1. Go to now, you rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Right? Misery is going to come upon you because you're going to be running scared, man. All right? Hey, they got your names, buddy. These millennials, all right? These Generation Z, all right? They got the internet. They know where your address is at. They know where your corporation's at. They know where you'll go to work, all right? Don't get it twisted, man. Hey, man, it's going to be a dog-eat-dog world. Verse 2, your riches are corrupted and your garments are moth-eaten, right? Because everything, this whole system is based on corruption and deceit and fraud. Verse 3, your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. You have heaped treasure together for the last day, right? Because these are the last days you're going to get these riches, right? You so-called rich people out there that are listening. These are the last days, man. People like Donald Trump, you're in for a rude awakening, all right? You congressmen, you senators, you're in for a rude awakening, all right? Because America is going down in flames. And there's nothing you can do to stop it. That's why you're building bunkers, because you know, all right? The devil knows he has a short time. Verse 4, behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth. And the cries of them which have reaped are entering the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. All right, and when you look up that word Sabaoth, all right, this is why it's important to look up words. All right. Because the Lord hears all this, and the Lord's going to recompense all you wicked rich people. Lord of Sabaoth, Lord of the armies of Israel. Because that's who the Lord is for. Israel, the elect, starting with the elect. And with that, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostle, great millstone, who ruled well and taught me this truth. And salutation to the Akim out there, pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life to do so for Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai's sake. Brothers, continue in the faith. Hang on, stay strong. As you can see, we're almost out of here. These heathens' tongues are falling upon themselves. All right. All hell's going to break loose in America. Just keep holding on. We're almost out of here. And with that, I wanted to say shalom.